Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of Matthew. We're in Matthew chapter 6. Today we're going to begin reading at verse 19. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus has been talking to us about the kingdom of heaven, living in the kingdom of heaven, because we have faith in the King, who is Jesus. And now he wants us as people of the kingdom to consider where our treasure is. He says you need to make certain where you've placed your treasure. Let's begin reading at verse 19 and read a couple of verses. We're in chapter 6 of Matthew. Do not store up for yourself treasure on earth, where moth and rust destroy, where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourself treasure in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Jesus says, as members of my kingdom, you must consider where you have placed your treasure. Don't put your treasure in things of earth, material possessions, money, accumulation, wealth. These things can be tools in your hand. They can be useful to you, but they are not to be your treasure. Don't put your treasure in things of earth. Why? Because things of earth don't last. Things of earth will not endure. Even if you could hold on to them for all of your life, and that's risky, is it not? They could always be lost. They could always be destroyed. Someone could steal them. You could lose them. But even if you were able to hold onto them for all of your life, the day will come when your earthly pilgrimage will be over and you can't take your treasure with you. You can't take it with you. It will become the possession of someone else. Someone once said, I never saw a hearse with U-Haul attached to it. You simply can't take it with you. So Jesus says, don't store up yourself treasures on earth. They will not last. Now, you need to have treasures. You do. But your treasures need to be in heaven. Your treasures need to be in the eternal things of God's kingdom. All of his ministry, Jesus focused on proclaiming that the kingdom of heaven has arrived. It's now in this world. So put your treasure in the things of heaven, in a life of faith in God, in a life of love for him and love for each other, in a way of serving in the name of Christ. Put your treasure in the things of heaven, for those treasures will endure forever. No one can steal heaven from you. It will never wear out. It will never reach its end, and it will be for eternity. Put your treasure in things of heaven, and you do that by making Jesus the Lord of your life, by trusting in him for all things, and by living a life of faith and of confidence in him. That is the heavenly way, and that is to put your treasure in heaven. Where are your treasures at? Are they in the stock market? Are they in your bank account? Are they in your house? Nothing wrong with any of those things, as long as you realize they are just tools to use. But they can't be your treasure. Our treasure has to be in the things of God. What I have in the bank is just a tool to use for my real treasure, which is heaven. What I have in the stock market is just a tool to use for the things of heaven. The house I live in is just a tool to use for the things of heaven. These are means to an end. The end is heaven itself. The end itself is the treasure of heaven. Now, Jesus says, where your treasure is, your heart will be. If your treasure's in God, then your heart will be with God. If your treasure's in heaven, then your heart will be with heaven. But on the other hand, if your treasure is in the things of this earth, that's where your heart will be as well. You want your heart to be in heaven, in the things of heaven, the things of God. Treasure the things of God. Jesus says, my gospel is all about the kingdom of heaven. Put in your treasure in heaven. That's you and I. Not treasure the things of earth. The things of earth we'll use as tools to an end. But our treasure will be in Jesus and in God and in the things of eternity. That's where our treasure is, and that's where our heart will be as well. Amen and amen. You have a great day today, and I'll see you next time for our 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of Matthew.